Welcome back to part 4, guys. So on this one here, I'm hoping to be able to get this stuff here knocked off, which is pretty straightforward stuff. I think the only thing that might be a little bit kind of fun here is just these two. And by fun, I don't mean hard, I mean actually fun. Brakes and stuff isn't really all that fun. All right, so in here, the very dirty hydraulic e-brake is going to go in. I already pulled the center console out. I'm going to pull the shifter and the rear e-brake so I can get the prelude shifter and that juice e-brake in there. So the plan is it'll be, pedal will be 100% front brakes, 0 in the rear, and that hydraulic e-brake will be 100% rear, nothing in the front. Yeah, so I mean, it's a manual. So coming up to a stop sign, pushing the clutch, rear wheels will stop spinning, brake the front, problem solved. And then when you want to go sliding sideways, pull that, push that in, floor that, drop that, bada bing, bada boom, sideways. So I got my brake line on driver rear side. Kind of done. So this is the part that goes in down to the wheel, and this is going to come up through the wheel well, hump down, and come to a, somewhere about the center of the rear section there. I ran a copper line. It was so much nicer to work with. But I wanted to show you guys, I don't know, for whoever hasn't seen these, I think I did a video on this before, but this is the brake line tool that is just the best thing out there. Eastwood makes it, K-Tool makes it. I mean, there's a few different companies that make them. It's all the same. I mean, I like this one that's by K-Tool because it's cheaper than Eastwood. But you just put it in there, lock that down. You can tighten that up, but don't tighten it so snug that the line can't move. Turn it to operation 0. You push it. Tighten that up. So now our line is good and tight. We're running the 3/16 line, so we're going to go to operation 1, 3/16. We're just going to go pull. Twist it over to operation 2, 3/16. Pull. Unscrew. Undo. And voila kazam, perfect flare. Oh, I don't know if I'm in frame here, but super simple. Only drawback to it, which I realized when I did this, is I had made this one, I put everything in, and then I realized I have to cut it, take it all back out to bring it back over here, whereas like the crappy little hand ones, I could have cut the line in there and then done it. Because I hadn't cut it, I had routed it to figure out where it needed to go. But not really a big deal, honestly, for how much more simplistic this is. I would still rather do it this way. So there it is. I'm going to go get this one put in. Then I'm going to go to the driver's side and run that side. Okay, so here's the front, I don't know, reinforcement, I guess if you want to call it that. So just use 1x3 angle there, across piece, and then I've got a bracing down there for the lower just to kind of help with a little bit extra. But overall, I'm pretty happy with that. I'm gonna move to the back now, like we talked about earlier. I'm gonna start getting some of that stuff in, and hopefully be able to button up back here. I won some stuff at an auction, so I'm gonna have to leave here in a couple hours. I'm not sure how much I'll get done, but I'm really, really hoping I can get this back half done before I need to leave. I'd be really happy. But set you guys back up and keep going at it. So my battery on my phone died, so I didn't get the footage of it. But all it was just adding in that pipe there to bridge the gap from the little pipe that I added into the actual body there. And for anyone who's going to ask, yes, it's only to the inner shell. But once I have my bed rails on, that's going to solidify the rest of that. So it should be pretty solid at that point. All that stuff's in and done. I realized that my list was going kind of short, so I added some things here. Basically, what I'm hoping to be able to add to it is getting the tailgate mounted. I want this to be able to be removable. So my plan is just to, if I come over top of it, I'll get it set where it actually needs to set, but I'll make a little L bracket, and it will weld to this part. I'll drill into here and use my riv nut tool there so I can just run bolt in there. I'll do the same thing down there and over there. That way you just be able to lift up this top little tonneau cover deal and just zip it out, zip it out, zip it out, and then the tailgate will remove. So that's on my to-do list for this video. Okay, so I got my 12 by 12 piece here, and it looks really big like this, but the reason I got it so big is I'm gonna trace out so it follows the curve of that. And then on the inside, instead of being ugly square, obviously, I'm gonna cut kind of some sort of taper to go down, and then I'll do my punch flares. So I'm gonna get that drawn up, and then I'll bring you back in when I've got a better plan. Okay, so I've got the holes drilled. Now I'm going to take my, well actually first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to spray it down so hopefully my dies don't stick too much. Sometimes they still do. I'm going to stick my, this is the, what size? 1.5 inch through first. And I don't know why this isn't just going through because I have a 1/2 inch bit and that's what size you're supposed to use, but it's fine. This part goes on the back side. That's going to be the part that punches through for the hole. And then this part. So got it on. See if I can do this left-handed so you can see. There you go. So this just punches through, makes a hole, and then our other pieces dimple it in. Super simple. And then our little hole there. Come out. Sometimes it pops right out, sometimes it doesn't. There we go. So yeah, you can see that's where that pushed on and pushed right through. There you go. So then do the same thing with my side ones, which this is I believe the 1 inch. I've got bigger ones as well. I think the other one's a 2.5. Yeah, this is a 1 inch. And you can, if you would put it this way instead, it'll punch the hole through and not do the dimple, the punch flare. So if you wanted a hole without the flare, you could do it that way too. I want the flare. Like I said, this is purely aesthetics for this anyways, so I just want it to look cool. And I hope it looks cool. If not, I spent like $10 and not even. I spent $3 in steel and I don't know, maybe an hour and a half. So if they don't look good, I won't put them on. But they're going to look good, so they're going to go on. There you have it. So I'm going to get this other one done. I bent that a little bit in the vise. I'm going to get this other one done, and then I'm going to go over there and I'll show you what they look like up against the car. Alright, as you saw there, I've got this one trimmed out. I just measured from here to the front part of this and then trimmed that down, notched that out to go around that so it'll actually seat up like that. I had to cut the inner part. I should just go grab this other one so you can see real quick, because it has like its little lip. Settle down. Okay, so I had to trim this lip because that was hitting all the inner stuff there. And then on this end, I had to trim out like this stuff, and then I had to cut around that notch, as you can see there, so then it could sit down flush. So the only other thing that I really need to do on this side is, as you can see, that doesn't line up. So what I'll do is I'll get this flush, flat, level, all that stuff, and then run some tacks. And once I kind of get it like down where I want it, I'll then start cutting relief cuts in here and shape it to fit this. I'll run my welds, and then I run kitty hair and Duraglass and body filler over top. This line here is the same way. You know, once you get all your tacks in there where you want it, you just take a kitty hair, kind of bridge your bigger gaps, and then basically just run Duraglass and just kind of smear it in just like you would caulking on a window or anything like that. Get it smoothed out. And well, like Kazam, she's done. I've got all this adhesive crap on here that I'll take a heat gun to and get that off. But I'm going to do the other side now and then come back and see how this fits. It was honestly kind of fitting like crap. I'm a little bit bummed. I messed up. What I should have done is last time I kept my roof until the end of the project, because when I had to section in anything, all I'd have to do is cut a slit out of the roof and everything fit perfect. And all I was doing was running welds. I don't have the roof anymore. So I can ask the guy who took all my scrap if he still got it. And if he does, I will definitely be grabbing that from him. If not, I'll be making my own piece up there, which isn't the end of the world. It's just easier the other way. But yes, I'm going to do that other side and keep going. The other thing is I got the tailgate brackets in here. So I just took elbow brackets and I used that rib nut tool there. If you like that, I've got a whole like 4 or 5 minute long video on that tool, where I bought it and all that stuff. Shows you how to use it. It's super, super awesome. But rib nut in there, there and on this side, and then it's welded to the gate. Sorry, let's get you back out. Welded to the gate. That way, if you wanted, you could just zip it out, zip it out, zip it out, and this whole thing will come off. And right now, I mean, it's pretty solid on there. Obviously, it's just a thin metal, so it's not like solid in that sense. But the same thing that's happening here will happen with that and with that top of the tailgate. And when that happens, it's super rigid. I'm not worried about that being solid at all, other than just being there for aesthetics. I mean, maybe down the road I'll do something where I could have a bar that'll go across in case this gets rear-ended. I don't lose everything back here, but I suppose if it gets rear-ended, you're probably screwed either way. So there you have it. I'm gonna get back to work. Okay, so I got the other side trimmed out. Fit pretty well where I like it. So I got this one ground down of where it's gonna weld, and same on the actual bed rail. So I'm gonna get it up there. I'm gonna run some tacks along it, make sure everything's sitting nice where I like it. I'll jump over, I'll do the same on that side. So then these will be solid, and then start working on that back grafting area there. Originally at the beginning of this, the debate was, are these bed rails gonna go on first and then the back on, or vice versa? The first one I did the back on and then notched the bed rails to go around it. But with this, I don't even know what you want to call it, headache rack, fake roll bar, whatever back there, it's kind of sitting a little bit in the way. So I'd rather just pick this way and run with it. No reason, to be honest. And when it's all said and done, I will tell you which way I liked better. But just for now, I'm going to do it this way. So I'm going to get these tacked down there and get rolling from there. All right, guys, that's going to do it for part 4. I'm going to cut it off a little bit early. I know there's still some stuff on that list, but I don't want to have these videos be just overly lengthy for people. So I'm going to stop it here. Kind of where I left off is these bed rails are tacked down. They're really solid now. I'm really happy with that. Welded on the back side and then around this, a little bit up there. This is going to get notched around where that little bar is so it can move forward. I know I had talked about maybe just making my own piece and filling that in, but I did not think about this. I thought we were going to be sitting further forward with this. So to be able to get this out, I don't want to sit there and fight and be up against something. Also, I want to have a little bit more room between what's going to be the back of this and anything that's back here. So I would like this to go forward. So that's going to go forward in the next video. Maybe the top of the tailgate getting finished out. Like this is, I think I mentioned, this is straight and this is curved. So it's not just a simple weld. It's going to be sectioning it, relief cuts, and filling in with some more stuff. The fuel cell, once that comes, the fuel cell structure that I've got to get up there and everything. But again, I wanted to wait till the fuel cell itself came. And then the clutch line, some of that stuff. Shifter. I'm still trying to figure out shift linkage. I don't know if anyone has any good ideas. I want, ideally, this exact shift linkage, just longer. But I have not been able to find anyone who can do it. There's one company that was recommended to me, and I haven't heard back from them. So if anyone knows any other ideas or any other companies that can do that, that would be much appreciated. But there you have it. This will end part 4. Please like, comment, subscribe, tell your friends and family. It's so cool. But keep an eye out for part 5. I'll hopefully be able to start that next week.